fish and chips in the Custom House in Gunwharf Quays, Portsmouth.
So, what do you think of that, Mark?
I think it looks very good.
Excellent.
It looks very, very good.
So, look at that, Linda.
I'm absolutely looking forward to tucking in.
You think what, sorry?
Looking forward to tucking in.
Yeah, looks fabulous.
Yeah,
Fish pie.
really lovely. Absolutely gorgeous.
this is definitely a fresh air ride, Malcolm. Never expected this.
Oh, I always have the roof down.
I can say it's the first time in my life I've been in an Aston Martin. It's amazing. I just feel like James Bond.
Well, this is a poor man's Aston Martin. They call this a Jag in drag because it's an XJ6 frame
right
underneath, but obviously it looks a lot better.
How long have you had this car?
About 4 years.
Right, it's fabulous, isn't it? Lovely. Not sure about the open top roof.
Oh, come on!
Yet, but
I thought I'd give you an airing.
Oh yeah, well I'm not complaining. Don't misunderstand me. It's just that it's quite cold, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
We've still got that easterly wind, and I think as the day goes by, it's going to
warm up.
It's going to warm up, but I think the wind's going to stay. You know.
Yeah.
Aren't you cold?
No.
You don't feel the cold.
No. Linda always likes the roof up. The roof down.
Yeah. Well, she lives with that beautiful red hair flowing. I think that's probably the reason. Yeah. Oh, this is great. Thank you. So here I am in Portsmouth, and this is Linda and Malcolm, who I arrived here yesterday, and as you saw, we went out for a Sunday lunch at 1 o'clock, and we went out for a drink afterwards, and I think we got about 7 o'clock. I think by the time we got back, we had a lovely afternoon in the pub, watching the boats and everything going past, and it's been fabulous, absolutely fabulous, and it's lovely to see you again. I think we met, just so the viewers know, we met in Minehead, I think,
that's right,
as we were walking out, and I was with Ralph, my friend, and you two kind of just took off, you know, and we saw you later on the way back, I think it was.
Yeah, we turned
but,
around.
That was quite a good day, wasn't it?
It was a lovely day.
Got
Really
a bit foggy.
But yes, we got enveloped in fog.
Yes.
Sort of vaguely lost our way, but
yes, I think everybody did that day.
Yeah.
I think we did as well near the lighthouse. When we got to the lighthouse, it was very difficult to work out, you know, which direction he was going in.
The fog would descend and then disappear, and very strange day.
So how long did you stay after that then? You was there for a couple of days, I think, was you?
We were there for 3 days.
Yeah, one more day. We drove to where you walked.
Lynmouth.
With Lynmouth and Linton.
Yes.
Oh yes.
So that's where I bought my fire extinguisher.
Ah, right.
Made into a table lamp.
Right. Yes. Right. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Well, look. Today already, Malcolm and I drove out to Emsworth, which is my next port of call. It's the first time ever I've been for a ride in an Aston Martin. It was fabulous. What a lovely experience. And so now we're all going to walk down to the ferry, which takes me on to Hayling Island, and that's where we're going to I'm going to be carrying on over the ferry, and you're going to be walking back. But just to say thank you for your absolutely wonderful hospitality. It's been absolutely great. You're absolutely lovely people.
Thank you for your good company.
And it's been great, hasn't it?
Good fun.
We've had a good laugh, and you know,
been
it's been absolutely wonderful. It's like as if I've known you for years and years, and this is only the second time we've met, and so I really do appreciate.
Well, we'll keep in contact as well.
Yeah, definitely. And thank you very much. You know, it's been brilliant. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
You're
you.
very welcome.
think of this easterly wind then?
I don't.
It's not up to...
I've been here. We've been here 16 months, and I cycle down this road almost every day to go swimming, and it's always a westerly wind. So it's when I come back. So it's the first time it's been an easterly wind. Yeah.
It's hard work, isn't it?
It's hard work. It makes your ears ache.
I know.
Really unpleasant.
Well, I mean, this is what I've been battling against for the last week. You know what I mean? It's been like this every day into the east. I can't wait for the winter to come.
Rather you than me, It's incessant.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Are you enjoying your walk this morning?
I am, yes. It's blown a few cobwebs away. It's good.
How many times have you done this walk then?
Oh, 20.
We
tend to do this.
Come in the summer. We go to the Indian restaurant
Bombay Bay
for a Sunday lunch, which is a curry.
Oh, right.
It's nice to sit out on the balcony and you look out on the marina.
Yeah.
People, the boats coming in and out, so it's very pleasant.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, it's nice to have some company. It's lovely. Yeah, great. It was a cracking day yesterday.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Loved it. We had a laugh, didn't we? It was good.
Yeah, really good love.
Yeah, a nice Sunday lunch and stuff. The fish and chips was fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much anyway. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
This is Martin, who's one of the crew members, and thank you very much indeed. Lovely gesture, Martin.
No
thank
problem
you.
at all.
It's been a great trip. Thank you very much indeed. And the same to you as well. It's been brilliant. Been absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Lovely to meet you.
Okay, cheers.
Okay, bye bye now.
Thanks very
Bye-bye.
much.
what's your name, mate?
John.
John.
Yasmin.
It's nice to meet you. Lovely little
and
cafe.
you.
Yeah, lovely,
I
thank
wish you all the best of luck for the new season.
Yeah.
You look as if you're putting a lot of hard work into this. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
the big one at the weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, this is when it all starts, Easter, as usual.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Best of luck to you.
Good luck,
very
good luck
much.
to you, everyone.
I'm not entirely sure exactly where I am. I know I'm heading, I won't be far from the bridge now that will take me back into the mainland again, and this is Roger and Jill who are walking in the opposite direction. So what's your plans, Roger? Are you just having a stroll today?
Just a stroll down to Hayling Island Beach and
Yes.
have a bit of lunch there, and then maybe wander back through Northney.
Yes.
And on back to where we're staying at Langston. Yes,
Right.
beautiful part of the country. We
Yes.
come down here quite a lot.
Yes.
And enjoy bird watching.
Yes.
Seen a few birds on, down on the marshes here.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Well, I mean, you're literally killing a few birds with one stone then, aren't you, in that case?
Good say.
Oh, you say you're from Surrey, so
Yes.
do you come down this part of the world very often then? or-
2 or 3 times a year.
Yes.
Yes. But
When we need a break.
When you
we
need a break,
we have
yes.
a couple of days down here.
And you're ready for one now, I guess.
We're
then.
ready for one now.
Yes.
We have lots of grandparenting duties, and this
Yes.
is just a break from it all.
They say the weather forecast is going to improve by the weekend, which is rather nice. I've been sort of punching into a 15-mile-an-hour easterly wind for the last 3 or 4 days, and it absolutely wears you out.
It's been very cold.
Especially when you're actually on the beach, on the coastal path, you know what I mean? And it's it got to me a bit the other day. I was absolutely exhausted by the end of it, and it was a nice walk, but it was just spoiled by the fact that it was so windy.
Yeah.
But they say by the weekend it's going to get up to about 19-20 degrees, which is going to be encouraging.
nice.
so they say.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, look, it's been a pleasure to meet you. It's just a quick
Thank you,
hello.
Jim. Yeah.
Good, good to meet you too.
Yeah, thank you very much. And if you have a look at my blog, send me a message. You know, it's nice to keep in touch. And,
Yeah.
Okay.
and there's every single day on this walk, so I'm sure you might be able to find something of interest to you. You know, I can recommend, obviously, the Southwest Coastal Path. You know,
Oh,
was
yes.
really exciting,
Yes.
and the fact that I did it in the winter and kept on walking, I actually got 19 walking days out of January,
Well done.
and just about every day of February. So I kept going, and every single day there was something new and exciting to see. It was lovely.
Good.
Great.
Nice to meet
Well,
you.
And you?
Go well.
Have a nice day.
Enjoy it.
Thank you very much
Thank you.
indeed. Now I've met Carl as I was walking along, and we've walked together probably for a mile or two, and you're a local man, Carl.
I am indeed, yes, indeed.
Yes, and I know we've had quite a long conversation, but generally you've recovered from one or two sort of illnesses, which you would say were almost like accidents and stuff, and you're coming back to fitness, Cal. Can you just tell me all that again, very briefly?
Yes, indeed. I've always kept myself fit throughout my life. I was a part-time fireman on hailing for just short of 15 years. Been retired now for a little while from that, but a little while back had a couple of silly little accidents which gave me a period of inactivity and despondency, really. So starting December just gone, I was able to get myself back on track.
Yes.
And now back to full fitness and enjoying life to the full again.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it, really. Local, but born and bred in Mansfield, so long way from home.
Yeah, well, the Mansfield Brewery in Hull, where I'm
indeed,
from.
I can remember the smell of Mansfield Brewery when I was a kid.
Yeah. Did you go watch the football team?
Once I went to Field Mill, sat on my granddad's shoulders to watch that, and that's the only time I've ever been in a football stadium.
Right, because there was probably Hull City's most famous player, Ken Wagstaff, who was from Mansfield. That was in the mid-60s, and he was like a record signing in those days for about 40 grand. These days it'd have been 40 million. He was that good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what brought us to the South Coast is my dad was second youngest of 14 children, and I think the family decided that he was not going down the pit. So my dad joined the Navy in, what was that now, early 39.
Yes.
And was in the Fleet Air Arm.
Right.
And my mum and dad, when I was born, the decision was once I was of school age, we would settle wherever he was stationed, which happened to be at Lyon Solent, and we were living at Drayton at the time, and that's it.
Right.
So.
I walked past there the day before yesterday. It's all changed now,
it's all changed. The station's long gone. It's all been developed now, like most air stations these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
it's the same with Portsmouth as well, isn't it? I couldn't believe the change in Portsmouth, the sort of new dock area and all the rest of it. And
that used to be
the lipstick building and all the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean that was a naval establishment as well. That was the for the minesweepers there. I'm trying to think of the name of the station now, but it's just change, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Sometimes it's for the better, but I find myself looking back more often than I do looking forward.
Yes.
Times gone by, and still feel that there were better times than we're enjoying at the moment.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
That's my take on life.
The one thing I've got away from is when I've been doing this walk, all this Brexit stuff that's been going on and on. When I say I'm not in tune, I do read the news.
Yes.
I've got my laptop and my camper van and all that sort of stuff. I can keep up to date, and I've got my iPhone. But I'm glad I'm away from the radio constantly. It must drive you mad.
Well, it's certainly driven me mad. We've got property in France now, and in 3 years' time, I'm thinking that time has come then when we will actually sell up and come back to.
Yes.
Well, it's only a holiday home, but you know we won't bother going over there other than for visits.
Well, yeah.
But so it's brought about some uncertainty as to what to plan for and what not to worry about. At the moment, I've just given up worrying about it. There's just no point until the politicians finally decide what's going to happen. It's out of our hands now.
I know.
No deal taken off the bargaining table. So really, our government is powerless now. We're in the hands of others, and
I know. It's a disgrace.
The EU don't want us to leave because that will set a pattern for other countries that have got some anxiety about how the EU is. It's not what we went into.
No.
It's morphed into something completely different.
Absolutely.
And I just do not like the way what it has become. So when Brexit was on offer, I certainly voted that we should get out of it, find our own identity again, and find our direction in the world
absolutely.
by other means.
Couldn't
but
agree with
it's-
you more.
But
Yeah.
at the moment, the whole thing is banjaxed. So
It's been lovely chewing the fat with you and walking
yes,
with
indeed,
you, Carl. You're a lovely bloke,
Yes,
and I
it's
wish
been,
you well.
It's been a great pleasure. I'm glad I happened across you on one of my many walks off the island. So okay.
Well, thank you very much, mate. It's been a real
Absolute pleasure, Jim.
And keep in touch, mate.
Every good success for the continuation of your journey.
Lovely. Thank you very much, my friend. It's 2:10 now, and I'm just having a cup of tea, having a bit of a break. I've walked virtually non-stop since I left the ferry, and I've enjoyed it. It's been a nice walk. It's been walking along an old railway track all of the way, really, and it's been great. And the tide's out, so there's not a great deal to see in terms of looking in the bays and everything. And there's loads of walkers about, and the kids are still on school holidays. Loads of cyclists, walkers, and dog walkers, you name it. It's a lovely day. It's been great for me because I've been walking in a northerly direction rather than facing into that cruel easterly wind, which still seems fairly strong, but I've been getting shelter because walking along an old railway track, usually there's lots of trees. I don't know when it was actually closed, but it looks as if it was a subject to the chop that Beeching gave British Railways in 1963. I met some very interesting people and had a chat, and I walked with Carl, the guy that I just spoke to a few minutes ago, for maybe a couple of miles. Very interesting bloke. An ex-fireman, lots to say, good walker, fabulous guy. I'm glad I met him. He was lovely, absolutely lovely. I'm only about maybe an hour's walk away now from getting to Emsworth, where the van's parked up, and then I'm going to drive over to Chichester, which will be tomorrow's walk. And in actual fact, the OS map, the walk kind of runs out. There's no red dots to follow or anything. I don't know why that is. So I'm going to have to make up my own route, which will take me down through Worthing and in that direction, which doesn't have a coastal path through it according to OS, and then on to Brighton. And I'm pleased that I'm not having to walk miles and miles inland, even though Chichester is actually quite a long way inland, but there is Chichester Bay, and Chichester was actually built on that many years ago. So, doing all right, quite happy with my progress, thoroughly enjoying it, and what a fantastic day I had yesterday in Portsmouth with Linda, and what a fantastic day I had yesterday in Portsmouth with Malcolm and Linda, who made me most welcome. Absolutely fantastically wonderful people, and I know that I'm going to be seeing them again. They were absolutely class. Loved them to bits, and they looked after me so well. So, just finished my tea, and off I go. bit off the usual track. I got diverted off through the fields for the last probably half an hour or so, and this is Joe, is that right?
It
and
is.
Mary. And so you're from Essex then, Mary?
I'm from Essex,
An
yes.
Essex girl.
That's right, yes.
And so you're just down here on a holiday or something?
Yes, just for a few days.
Yes. And you, Mary, are you local?
Joe, I'm from Portsmouth.
Sorry, Joe, I beg your
That's
pardon.
right.
You're from Portsmouth.
Ex-Ren, ex-Navy,
right.
that's why I'm in Portsmouth, yes.
I've got to say, I was very
Yes.
impressed. These friends took me out for a meal. They've got an apartment right in the middle where it used to be I guess for the Navy, the
Oh, the Grand Wharf Quays.
Yes.
We were there yesterday.
Yeah, well, I didn't see you. I was down there. We went for a lovely Sunday lunch and we had a
Yes.
few beers and I was sat on that in the pub where literally the window is you could almost reach out and touch the boats passing. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a lovely pub and it was like really busy. You know, there was loads of people about yesterday.
Spice Island, maybe? I don't know.
Yes, it was Spice
Yes, that's
Island.
just off, yes.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we went across to the Isle of Wight
Oh right,
on the boat car ferry, which
right. Yesterday.
had full of passengers.
Oh
yeah.
right.
Fishbourne.
It's a bit windy and blustery though for a sort of a ferry crossing, isn't it?
Not
But-
sitting
It
inside
wasn't.
with your paper.
No, we were sitting inside in the
Oh well,
comfort.
that's not so bad. 'Cause
Yeah.
I came across on that little boat this morning from across. I can't remember the names. The names go in one ear and out the other. But you catch a ferry off from Portsmouth. And you walk to the end, and then you get a ferry across onto this piece of land.
Hailing Island.
Yes.
Yes, I didn't know that was still running. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's up
Quite-
and running. Yeah, they
Yes.
do it. Yeah.
Okay,
But-
yeah, and you walked. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a really nice pub at the end of it. I called in there for a cup of tea. You know, I drink a lot of tea. I'm always in pubs for tea. I never drink when I'm walking.
No,
I have a drink on a night, but not when I'm walking.
yeah.
It doesn't do you any good. But it's lovely to meet you, ladies.
Nice to meet you too,
You're all looking
yes.
very spruce in your shades of purple. Actually, my camper van is that colour.
Is it?
Yeah. It used to be that colour, but now it's that colour because it's faded with the sun. Because it's getting on a bit now.
Yeah.
It's almost like pink, but I like purple. I used to play in a
Yes.
band called Purple Haze,
Oh,
which
right.
was Jimi Hendrix, you see. And so we had it sprayed. We had the band sprayed purple, but it's getting old now and it's fading. All right, lovely to meet you, ladies.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. And good luck with your walk.
Yes, and I hope you enjoy the vlogs. And if you have a look, send us a
Yes.
message. It'd be nice to hear
Yes.
from you.
Yes, we will.
Okay,
All right,
yes,
thank you very much
Thank
indeed.
you.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye now.
Hope it all goes well.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm not that far now from Emsworth. I reckon about 30 minutes according to Tim, and this is his wife Mel. And well, I know we've been chewing the fat for a while, but it seems that we've got quite a lot in common. We've both got a van and we're both walkers, and you're off up to Scotland. So what's all that about then?
Well, that's just a long-held ambition, really, to go and explore the Western Isles.
Yes.
I don't think we're under any illusions that we're going to do it all in the 3 weeks
it'll
that we've got
take
this
No,
year.
several trips.
No. It's a pioneer trip, basically,
Yes.
isn't it?
Absolutely,
really? Yeah.
but just to whet our appetites and
Yes.
hopefully try and catch some of the wildlife that people say is up there.
Well, I think you're going at the right time because people tell me that if you go in the autumn, there's a lot of midges and flies
Yes.
and kids. so you know you're going to miss all that.
You
aren't
can get midge screens, but not kid screens.
Yes.
Can't you?
I mean, I'm partly joking, but people have said that definitely the midges are a problem.
May is,
May is
supposed
meant
to
to
be
be the time
to go.
Yeah.
before the midges
And
really
quite
come
a lot
out.
of the wildlife is around in May too.
Yes.
So
yes.
hopefully we'll see some,
Yes.
maybe even seals, whales,
Yes.
Hopefully
eagles,
otters. That's
otters.
the
Yes.
I mean, it would be just lovely if we could see some of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you I mean, we were talking about Dorset as well. I was absolutely knocked out with Dorset. You know, I know we agree with Durdle Door's a little bit commercial, really, and Lulworth Cove now to take the money off you. But but some of the scenery and all the rest of it is so stunning, isn't it? And
Fabulous
pubs
coastline.
there as well.
We've actually seen a fair bit of that coastline from the water in the past.
Yes.
Because we like sailing.
Right.
But really, until about 2 years ago,
We hadn't walked
it, and
Right.
it's just every bit as beautiful.
Oh, absolutely.
And the fantastic circular walks you can do if you're any
Yes.
bit short on time.
Yes, there's a lot of car parks and things like that around
Yes.
on that Dorset coast.
Yeah.
I think they could do a little bit better with the signposting, to be honest with you. I
Yes.
mean, and
Yes.
so could Hampshire as well. They're a bit light on that.
Yes, you
aren't
need
they?
an ordnance survey map.
Yeah.
You know, one of the Walker ones.
Yeah, well, I've got an iPhone with
with the
Oh, and the
survey
apps
app.
on.
25
Yes.
quid a year.
It's brilliant,
Yes,
isn't it?
brilliant.
Yeah, and you can plot a route, and if you go 10 metres off course, it rings you up
tells you.
to tell you. You know, and I've never used it, to be honest, but the cursor is
it's
very
there.
useful, and because that uses an awful lot of battery, and it's also internet based.
Yes.
So it's expensive, so I don't do that. But nevertheless, it's a brilliant
It's
system.
a good insurance policy.
Yes,
It's also
it
a
is
great
indeed.
way of seeing if you are actually where you think you are.
Yes.
You can just have a quick look at it. And
Yes.
it'll tell
There's
you.
always a bit of confusion though when it seems to be whenever you plan a 10-mile route, it always ends up being 12 and 13. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's never shorter.
Strange that, isn't it?
It's always 25%
That's
more,
right.
isn't it?
But I always take snacks with us because I do
Yeah.
think food is very important.
Oh, definitely.
Food and water.
Definitely.
So have you found parts of the country where the signposting is really good and reliable?
Oh, without a doubt, yes. I would suggest that the Pembrokeshire Coastal Path is very well organised, and they've also got like 6 or 8 shuttle buses that
Yes.
ferry the walkers
yes.
around
The
from place to
Strumble
place.
Stroller.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we were up there last autumn.
Yes.
We stayed near St David's.
Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, that's right in the middle of that little arch,
Area.
isn't it? But
Yes,
a lot of the
yeah.
buses come and go from there. You can,
Yes,
you know.
yeah, no,
But I
it
was
works
very
well.
impressed with that.
Yes.
I mean, Cornwall was absolutely stunning. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it stepped up a gear in terms of toughness compared to the Pembrokeshire coast, and
Yes.
and
Yeah.
South Devon as well was much the same. But I did enjoy Wales for the very reason that the Welsh people are so friendly.
Yes, they really are. They go out of their way to make you feel welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good.
Especially in like Milford Haven and Fishguard and those areas where I spent overnight a few times because of the weather.
Yes.
Yes.
And I found them to be incredibly friendly, and I think the Welsh people in general are. It was wonderful. That met some great people in the Cardigan area as well, and I've stayed in touch as good friends.
Yeah.
And it's very nice. It's very nice to sort of have that kind of friendliness. I love it.
It is. You're saying about the buses.
I was going to say
The
Norfolk we went to.
Norfolk coast.
And that's
Fantastic
easy
in that
walking
respect.
if
Yes.
you can't do the, like, Cornwall.
Yes, yes.
And again, the bus services are fantastic.
Yes. Oh, that's useful to know. Actually.
Really,
yes.
really lovely.
Sorry about that. We didn't mean to block your route.
Totally different,
Yes.
you know, countryside, and the coastal side is completely different from anything
Yes.
I've ever seen,
Yes.
you know, in the south here.
Yes.
But it was beautiful.
Yes.
And you could go, get the bus back to the van,
Yes.
and then go by bus to where you'd set off, you know, where you'd
Yes,
finished
yes.
the previous day and carry on.
Carry
It was
on.
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah, that
so
is
you
it.
could do the whole walk.
That's
it was
good to
fabulous.
know. That's good to know. That's basically what I'm doing actually. A to B, and then a bus back from B to A, and then
Yeah.
walk from A to B.
Yeah.
And the other advantage of when I get a little bit further down the coast, there's also the railway line as well.
Yes.
So you've got
Yeah.
like an extra string to your bow, you know. And
Yeah.
being a pensioner, I don't pay for the buses, and I get
No,
30%
that's me.
off. I get 30% off the rail travel.
But you do pay in Wales as a pensioner.
You do.
Yeah.
But the
Oh,
dog went free, whereas in Norfolk I went free, and the dog
He has
had
to have a rover ticket.
pass.
Oh, you're joking.
No.
£1 a day.
He was a rover pass.
You
yes.
can't use your bus pass in Scotland either.
Oh, can you not?
No.
Oh, thank you. That's worth knowing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and here we are all in the Brexit bunch and everything together, and we're arguing about bus
Bus
passes.
passes, yes.
That's the next one on the list, isn't it?
You've got
It
to keep
is.
some perspective.
It's been lovely speaking to you. I could talk to you for hours.
Brilliant.
And,
Enjoy the rest of your
Well,
week.
Keep-
enjoy your
keep in
walk to
touch.
Emsworth because it's absolutely lovely.
Thank you very much
And
indeed.
we'll go and look at your blog.
Lovely to meet you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Meet you too.
Bye bye now.
All the
Bye.
best. Bye-bye.